Two Chinese warships challenged the Philippine and US Navy in a new mission in the South China Sea. Two Chinese Navy vessels shadowed Philippine and U.S. ships conducting joint patrols in the South China Sea, the Philippine military said, as tensions flare in the region over disputed territorial claims. We confirm the presence of two PLAN, People's Liberation Army Navy, vessels from a distance shadowing the participants of the Maritime Cooperative Activity, said Colonel Xerxes Trinidad, chief of the Philippine military's Public Affairs Office. The two-day maritime exercises involving Manila and Washington, which ended as planned at the beginning of January, were the second in less than 2 months in the West Philippine Sea, what Manila calls the waters in the South China Sea that fall within its 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. The activities followed Beijing's warning to the Philippines that any miscalculation in their escalating dispute in the South China Sea would bring a resolute response. We are hoping that China and other foreign countries will respect our sovereignty and right to conduct the activity that is following international law, Col Trinidad said. China's embassy in Manila did not immediately comment. The joint patrols were underway when China's military said it would conduct routine patrols with its naval and air forces in the South China Sea from Jan 3 to 4, but did not say where exactly the patrols would be held. Beijing and Manila have traded accusations in recent months over several run-ins in the South China Sea, including charges that China rammed a ship in December carrying the Philippine Armed Forces Chief of Staff. The Philippine military said on Jan 3 that their second joint patrol this week involved 4 vessels from the Philippine Navy and 4 ships from the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command that included an aircraft carrier, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. China lays claim to almost the entire South China Sea, a conduit for more than $3 trillion $4 trillion of annual commerce carried by ship, including waters claimed by the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. The Permanent Court of Arbitration in 2016 said China's claims had no legal basis, but China has rejected that ruling. This time, the U.S. Navy's Carrier Strike Group 1, led by Nimitz-class aircraft carrier the USS Carl Vinson, was deployed for 2 days of exercises designed to support our long-standing partnership between the two militaries and further advance combined capabilities in the maritime domain, according to a press release published Wednesday by the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command. Tensions are running high in the South China Sea as Manila contests Beijing's territorial claims over the well-trafficked region, including areas within the Philippines' internationally recognized exclusive economic zone. In December, Philippine supply convoys sailing to 2 separate features in the sea's Spratly Islands were met with a Chinese Coast Guard blockade, firing water cannon, which the Philippines said severely damaged a boat. A collision also occurred. Video footage and images appear to show a Chinese frigate shadowing the Allied ships from afar. The armed forces of the Philippines hailed the 2-day coordination as a success. The maritime cooperative activity included exercises that allowed for the exchange of best practices. This improved the proficiency of both armed forces in responding to potential threats in the maritime domain, said Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Romeo Bronner Jr., in a press statement Thursday. Meanwhile, China deployed a routine patrol of naval and air forces in the South China Sea, the country's People's Liberation Army's Southern Theater Command said in a statement Wednesday. China's forces were on high alert at all times, resolutely safeguarding national sovereign security and maritime rights and interests. any military activities that stir up the situation in the South China Sea or create hotspot issues are under control, the statement said. The Chinese Ministry of Defense did not respond to Newsweek's written request for comment by publication. The U.S. considers the Philippines to be its oldest ally in Asia, and the two share a decades-old mutual defense treaty that American officials have repeatedly said covers Philippine assets anywhere, including the South China Sea. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s efforts to reinforce defense ties with the U.S. this year have manifested through drills, expanded U.S. access to military bases in the archipelagic country, and a recent visit to Indo-Pacific Command headquarters in Hawaii. The U.S. and the Philippines' muscle-flexing, provocative military activities in the South China Sea are not conducive to managing the situation on the sea and handling maritime disputes, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin said at a Thursday morning press conference.